Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom. It's your brother Quana Wath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp, coming with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And, this morning, I just want to get a quick lesson in before camp, going into how, these prophecies are speaking, man, and they're unavoidable, right? Now I have this video with this Edomite prepper. He's one of these so-called prepping experts. He gives a lot of good information, but they go off because they don't understand prophecy, right? But he said something in this video that piqued my attention because he said he was worried about the future of his kids, man, and because they don't understand that all these things that are coming to pass are prophecy. They they fear, right? But Jake, 2/3, they don't even understand what's going on, man. So they're gonna be caught completely unawares. These Edomites out here, they have an idea of what's going on, but they still don't know, you know, that's the prophecies of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai ultimately coming to pass. So I'm gonna play this a little bit, and then I'm gonna get into the scriptures, man.
With our economy. I was talking yesterday to Kelly because I'm thinking about my children's future. And I'm thinking about the life that they're going to have in the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. My children are still young. They're not adult age yet. And so,
And see, they still think about, this place having a future, man. But there is no future for America, man. There's no future for America. There's no future for any of these places, man. Because, that 50 years, 20 years, even 10 years, prophecy is moving quickly right now, man. You know, there's no, there's no build back better. There's not, it's all, as scriptures say, evils and only evils, man. The good times are over, man. The thrill is gone, as brothers say, man. So that 10 years, 20 years, 50 years madness, you know, that's not going to come to pass, man. He's worried about the future of his kids, if they Edomites, man, your future is, to, take part in these plagues and pestilences, and then, you know, uh, take part in that nuclear fire, and then ultimately take part in that that 1,000 years of long hard bondage, man. You know, getting put in chains, right? As these other heathen are, man. But that's their future. Let's continue on.
as I look at the position we have today in our world, in America, we each have to really think about what it's going to be like for our children. And let me tell you, it is a anxiety-ridden future. We have warning signs everywhere. If you could walk down a hallway and every door, the hallway's just filled with doors. One door was pestilence, one was plague, one door was economic crisis, one was war, one was civil war, one was conflict, one was violence, one was criminal activity. The red alert warning signs would be going off outside of every single door.
And what's that warning, man? The men that have been, ordained by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to go out and prophesy on the highways and byways, man, to do these video epistles, right? Those are the warning signs, man. When you see the prophet come in the old days, you knew that they were coming to chant down that society, man. You know that there was a end coming, man. There was some great turmoil, on the horizon, right? So they don't understand that the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua being on the highways and hedges is a sign of the end, man. We're that warning sign, right? Let me grab this real quick. And Salakia. I'll start here in Amos 3 and verse 6. And it says, shall a trumpet be blown in a city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? Right? So all the bad times that he's speaking of, the plagues, pestilences, uproars of the people, all these things that have been prophesied by Yahweh Shem Shai, It's the will of the Lord, man. Evil's the bad times. Surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets, right? And the prophets are out here, to prophesy, man, to chant down Babylon the Great. You know, this is the a sign of the end, right? We're doing this work. We're warning our people, and we're putting this word out to let the people know that look, you come back to Yahweh Shai. If you're an Israelite, you Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics. If you're an Israelite, come back and serve the Lord with fear and trembling, right? So you don't take part in the second death, man. The destruction that's about to befall this place, man. Um, Let me get this in Habakkuk as well, because these Edomites, though they lack understanding, they can see the end is coming, man, right? And that's because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is out here in the world. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'll start in verse 1. And it says, I will stand on my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right. So this vision is being made plain, man. You know, they don't understand the prophecies, but they see the prophecies, right? They see these things coming to pass. They just don't understand that it's the will of the Lord, right? And 2/3 of our people, they don't even see the prophecies, man. They're too caught up in the folly, you know, whatever's going on out here, whether it be the sports, you know, whatever music, all these things, which there's nothing wrong with, doing those things, but it can't be your main focus, man. You can't allow that to take your mind away from these prophecies, man. Continuing on, for the vision is set for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. It is speaking right now, man. Prophecy is speaking, you know. Prophecy is at the doors, right? Let me grab that real quick in Matthew. I think it's Slovakia. Matthew 24, and I started 32. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, you know that summer is nigh, right? So, the sign is shown that, it's summertime, right? So likewise, when ye shall see all these things, what is it? All the plagues coming, the pestilence coming, the economic woes. What do you say? Let's bring it back real quick. Let's bring it back.
War. One was every door, the hallways just filled with doors. One door was pestilence, one was plague, one door was economic crisis, one was war, one was civil war, one was conflict, one was violence, one was criminal activity. The red alert warning signs would be going off outside of every single door.
Mm. And Matthew 24 and verse 33. So likewise, when ye see all these things that he mentioned, man, the pestilence, the plagues, the wars, the economic crisis, the civil wars. Likewise, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, and even at the doors, man. Prophecy is at the doors, man. Prophecy is knocking on the door, and pretty soon it's gonna be kicking in the door, man, because it's unavoidable, man. The prophecy of the Lord is, it's unavoidable, right? You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. It's always on your heels, and it's about to overtake you, man. Let's go back to that Habakkuk 2 and 3, and it reads, "The vision is set for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak." And it's speaking right now, man. It's speaking now, but soon it's gonna be, screaming, man. Like, as the Lord said, uh, actually, let me get that in Isaiah, because prophecy is about to be made, you know, loud and clear, man. This is Isaiah 40. think it's 41. No, 42 and 13. The Lord shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. Right. You know, the Lord, the prophecy is about to start, be made loud and clear, man. It's going to be made manifest that this is the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You know, and no one else. Right. It says, I have long time holding my peace. I've been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once, man. So prophecy is speaking right now, but soon it's going to be screaming, man. You know, it's going to be screaming in your faces, man. You know, and you can see that these Edomites have this anxiety, you know, that they're dealing with because they can see all these different you know, plagues and pestilences and things of that nature coming to pass, but they don't have any real recourse, you know, anywhere to escape, man. And that's what prophecy does, man. It leaves you no avenues to escape outside of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Continuing on in Habakkuk 2 and verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Right, so all these things are going to come to pass. You know, not one prophecy is going to be left out. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will surely come, and it will not tarry, man. You know, so once these things get set in place, man, you know, the Lord is not waiting, man. He said he had a long time holding his peace, right? So he gonna make a speedy riddance of this place, man. You know, and, you know, it's all according to his script, right? Let's go to Ezekiel 33. Let me see if there's any more in this.
And at the end of the hallway is our future. So we have to get past.
Mm. At the end of the hallway, you know, the prophecy is knocking at the doors on all these doors. And what's at the end, man? Destruction, man. Nuclear fire. You know, slavery for these heathens, man. You know, 2/3 y'all gonna take part in that second death as well, but you'll come out, you know, renewed in the kingdom, man. You know, you'll come back in your right state of minds. You know, Lord willing, we be of that elect number. You know, uh we'll be taken up into the chariots as those missiles are coming down, man. You know, that ultimate cleanser. But you know, he said, no, what did he say again?
Would be going off outside of every single door. And at the end of the hallway is our future.
At the end of that hallway, man, it's their future, right? That that these Edomites getting put in chains along with these other heathens for that 1,000 years, and then after that, long hard captivity. The Edomite bloodline being completely done away with, man, being burnt to ashes, right? Now let's get this in um, Ezekiel 33, because you know you read this chapter, it goes into being a watchman, man. He said an alarm will be going out outside of all these doors, warning the people, right? And that's what the prophets are, man. The prophets are that warning sign. They're that trumpet being blown, right? As we read in Amos, right? We're that sign that the Lord has sent to warn, his people, man. So let's read here in Ezekiel 33 and verse 33. And it reads, and when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come. So all these plagues, all these pestilences, the civil war, the economic ruin, the what's it called, the love of many waxing cold, man. All these things, the famines. We can't forget the famines. All these things, World War III, all these things coming to pass. Lo, it will come. So they're gonna come. There's no escape. There's no escaping them, right? Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Why? Because the men of the Lord, starting with our elders and apostles, have been, out here warning the people for 30 some odd years, man. You know? Then shall they know that a prophet has been among. So they won't know until the Lord makes it known, man. Because these prophecies are gonna be, put in their face, man. The Lord's gonna say he's gonna make it known that, these men were the ones sighing and crying for the abominations that were done in the midst thereof. Man. These men are the ones who I put my spirit on to go out here and warn you, and you didn't take heed to their warning. So now you're gonna, take part in that destruction, man. You're gonna take part in the judgment that is gonna befall this place, man. But let me see if I had anything else. I think I had. Uh, we can read this. Second Ezra chapter 15, starting in verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Right? And he's putting it into the mouths of his men, the men you see out here week in, week out, day in, day out on the highways and byways, chanting down Babylon the Great, speaking forth these prophecies, right? And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. So they're going to come to pass, and like we read in Ezekiel, man. And when it cometh to pass, lo, it will come, man. Verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, right? So the unbelief, the wicked imaginations that these people have against us, man, the persecution that we're about to face, man, we're not supposed to fear that, man, because it's just part of the story, right? It's the trial that we have to go through to prove ourselves to the Lord, right? For all the unfaithful, the unbelievers, shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. So all unbelievers are gonna die, man. They're going to be taking part in that second death. And, they're going to die by the teeth of wild beasts, by the sword, by the famines, by the different plagues and pestilences, man. Verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plague upon the whole. It's like I will bring plague upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All these things, man. All the things he mentioned, right? The plagues, famines, economic woes, World War III, civil wars, sedition among men, all these things are prophesied, man. And the prophecies are faithful and true. Um, verse 6. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Right? So, Esau Edom, is fulfilling their wickedness, man. But the Lord isn't gonna let them get to their full sufficiency, man. He's gonna strike them down at the height of their pride, man. Uh, let me see. That's pretty much the point. This is a beautiful chapter to read as well. Going into the prophecies of this place being plagued. But I pray that this was edifying to the spirit and power behind by Shemi Shai. Prophecy is unavoidable, man. There's no escape. You know, so I pray that this was edifying again through the spirit and power behind by Shemi Shai. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles who great millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Kwame Yasharala, Abad Babal, DTA soon. Hey, we almost home, man. Shalom.